Hi guys, this is Dr. Winterbottom. I just wanted to post a few suggestions as you're working on your rough drafts and getting ready to do peer review. So I have a little bit of advice and suggestions for the rough drafts and peer review. Okay, hi friends. This week you are developing your rough drafts. An essay about someone who encouraged you. That was my dog sneezing in the background. I'm sorry about that. You're going to be getting ready to share, or you are getting ready to share your rough draft with a classmate in your group. Reminder, there is now a blog space for peer review, and I split the class up into 3 peer review groups. About peer review. Peer review is pretty important. I really want each student to have the opportunity to share rough drafts with another classmate and to trade peer reviews. So you only need to do a peer review with one other person. The idea is you work with one other person, you share your rough drafts with each other, you give each other feedback, suggestions, editorial comments. One is enough, but if there's anyone that wants to do a second one, I could give you extra credit for that. So each group contains about 1/3 of the students in our class. That means fewer people will see your rough draft. So instead of sharing it with the entire class, you're only sharing it with, like, I don't know, 8 people or so. I'm also interested in your feedback about how this works, how these groups work. If you have any trouble seeing your peer review group or knowing where to click to post something or to reply to a classmate, please let me know. Also, if it turns out that the 3 groups aren't the best plan, we can try something different next time, like 2 bigger groups, or I can also do self-enrollment groups based on when different students have their rough drafts ready. And that way, like, say that there's 4 students that are ready before everyone else, they could find each other more easily. We could try that next time if you want. Okay, so our time frame is that we need to move quickly if possible. There are a few students who are already ready to post their rough drafts or have done so. They will need someone to partner with very soon. Try your best to post a rough draft. Today is Thursday the 5th, when I'm recording this, or tomorrow, Friday the 6th, or if necessary, Saturday the 7th. If it has to be Saturday, I'm sure there will be other people who are on that schedule too. Today's Thursday and not very many people have shown any activity on the peer review groups yet. Okay, so about the due date, I had suggested a date range that would probably end on Monday the 9th, so I guess we can look at Monday the 9th as the due date. However, I really want every student to complete a peer review first. So if it turns out that you need an extra day to make sure that happens, that's okay. I would rather give you the extra day and let you get your peer review than have you turn in your essay without doing peer review. I really, really want everyone to get a peer review. Okay, so just please try your best. Why is peer review important? I could probably give you 100 reasons why it's important, but I'll just give you a few. When somebody proofreads your essay, this is sort of the obvious, it gives you a chance to fix mistakes. It helps you to grow as a writer. When you are reading a peer's rough draft, that makes you think about things as a reader, and giving advice lets you apply your knowledge about the qualities of good writing. And sharing your own rough draft, it can be a little bit vulnerable doing that. It gets you thinking about areas where you might want some help. All right, some things that you can think about and comment on when you're doing peer review. I've got a long list, but I mean, I don't expect you guys to do all of these, but you think about it and see if a few of these things apply, right? The title. The title should be original. It should speak to what the essay is about, right? It shouldn't be paper one. That's okay as a placeholder, but eventually you're going to want to make the title kind of original and specific, right? Okay, the first paragraph, the opening sentence, the opening scene. Is there a thesis statement? These are going to be narratives, so it's not going to be a typical thesis statement. You may have to think differently about that. Or what is the last sentence in the first paragraph, and does it offer a nice transition into the second body paragraph? Does that last sentence either do that, create a good transition or a good segue, or does it in some way signal what the essay is going to be about? There's a lot of different things you can do in the opening paragraph for a narrative, right? The sequence of events, you can think about that, the order of ideas, clarity in general, description, narrative voice, verbs and verb tense, narrative point of view. Is the person speaking in the first person, like I or we? Do they slip into you, the second person, at times? Would you give them advice about that? Verbs and verb tense. Characters or people, settings. Is there conflict or problem? Is there progress or improvement or pursuit? Can you make any editorial suggestions? Can you give them advice about spelling, grammar, sentence structure, verb tense, pronouns, diction or word choice? Is there anything that's unclear? Pacing. Is there a place where you want the writer to slow down and explain something a little more? This is something that I see pretty often where students will be writing and they'll mention something that seems kind of important, but they just keep going right past it. They don't slow down and develop that important idea. So pacing is sort of recognizing when it's time to slow down and go into greater detail about something. What about content, the story, the details? Were things vivid enough? Was anything left out? Does the author mention something in passing that seems interesting and important, but they don't develop it? Is there a place where you want them to slow down and develop something more? Was anything confusing? What else did you want to know? What did you like? What worked? This is really important. I am a big believer in giving positive feedback that is specific, right? Often writers are doing many things well, and it helps to get positive feedback about the things that were successful. Feeling heard and having someone engage with you about your ideas and your writing can be a very empowering and affirming experience. Getting that positive reinforcement also helps with motivation, and that helps you become a better writer as well. All right, so stay tuned for some advice about formatting. I'll be posting that soon. I'm going to talk to you guys about MLA formatting. Spacing should be double spacing. The font, it should probably be Times New Roman or something very similar to that, a plain professional looking font. The size of the font should be 12 point. First page heading, I'll explain about that. The title should be centered. And then there's a repeating header, which I'll fill you in on that as well. Okay, so I'm going to end this video here, and I'll be providing the formatting information soon. All right, thanks so much. Good luck with your writing.